We are moving to a new house. Homeowners are often in demand whenever they remove from their home, whether it is our fault or not. Sometimes the house had to be changed because the rent was high, and sometimes the landlord insisted on accommodating other people. We never thought this could happen to us. My name is Chris. I was the oldest in the house. I have two sisters. One is my father, and the other is my mother. And now, our new home, it was in a 15-kilometer forest, just one house. There were other houses, but no one lives in these houses, but some houses were shocking. When we entered the house for the first time, a strong wind began to blow. There was a swing in the house. He started moving here and there. The window of the house was broken. Now as we entered, the wind came so fast. Then we put all our valuables inside. There was a lot of dust inside the house. It was cleaned. It took us a whole week to clean the house. The house was big and the house was big. The first night we slept, everything was fine. The second night wasn't too bad either. But one day when I saw my sister's face, I asked, "What happened?" She said, "I was sitting on the swing in our house. One of its ropes broke and I got hit on my head. Come on, it wasn't that big of a deal." But the next day, when Amma is cooking for everyone, but when she goes to the other room to get something, when she returns to the kitchen, the whole plate of food falls off the top. All the food fell to the ground. My mom made a new dish. When the new food was ready, we all began to eat. While they were eating, the cat came into the house. My mother said, "Oh, well, he must have dropped the food." Come on, time's up. A few days later, Papa said to me, "When I sleep in my room, it's like someone knocking on my door at night. I'm surprised nothing happens when I get out. I told my dad it was going to be a cat." Papa said, "Come on, it'll be a cat." Where does the cat go when I'm out? Maybe there's a strong wind blowing outside, making a sound from your door. No, son, no, that's the sound, like trying to open a door. Having so much to do with my family, it was not all normal. Days went by. One night, there was a loud noise outside as if something had fallen. We all fell asleep. We all came out of the house and saw that a tree had fallen. It was a matter of surprise that there was no strong wind outside, that we believed that the wind had dropped it. There was even more fear in our house. When we are all going to sleep again at home, I think, I have woken up. Let's do the washroom. I went to the washroom. When I returned, I saw the swing of our house shaking on its own. I walked closer, and I didn't see anything. I held out my hand and stopped. When I first touched the swing, it felt like something was shaking it. And then I entered the house. I'm going to drink water in the kitchen. Some kitchen utensils fell off as I went in. I saw it was a cat, but it wasn't the first cat because it was white. It was black. The cat came out of the kitchen. I drank water from the kitchen. Now, I'm a little scared. What kind of house is this? For the first time in my life, I was afraid of home. Then, when I'm going to sleep in my room, the same black cat was staring at me from the window outside, like her eyes were burning with fire. I was even more frightened. Then I went to sleep in my room, but I couldn't sleep any more. Strange thoughts began to come in my mind. But it was night. But now I feel at home. I say to my father, "Find another house. This house is in the forest. It is not safe for our family." Papa replies, "If there was another house, a few would have come to this forest house. But still, I will try, on the day my sister is coming back home." My sister said, "I had a black man who started yelling at me." I ran away from there. It was about a mile or two from our house. My sister came home, but now a new fear had spread throughout the house. We used to be scared at home, but now we're scared outside. I went to the place where my sister told me there were human footprints, but no one showed up. Another house was nearby, and I asked the watchman of that house, "Does anyone live in this house?" The bewildered man said, "I live only. He also lives to take care of his house, and no one lives." He asks me, "All is well." I tell the watchman, "There is my house nearby. I just wanted to know if there is anyone else living in this forest." "Thank you, I will go." I looked at the watchman, saw his shoes, and saw his clothes. He didn't kill my sister. His clothes weren't black. No, it was his shoes. I came back home. Dad asked me to show you something. I said, there were footprints, but nothing else. I also saw the watchman of a house. He was also not there. Let's go through the days. But some or the other incident used to happen on such days with our family members. But one day when my sister is getting married, a terrible storm hit our house. It was so fast that everyone was amazed. It doesn't go that fast in the city. Then it rained, and the weather changed. Some of our guests said, "We heard strange noises while we were sleeping. Get out of here." A man has awakened everyone in the middle of the night. I can't sleep in this haunted house. There was a terrible sound in my ears. He left with his wife in the middle of the night. I said to the guest, "If you don't want to stay, I'll take you home on my bike I can reach." They accepted it. "Let's just go home. Take us home." I'm taking them home. I see on the way they're both missing from my bike. I was surprised and went back home. When they both slept in the room in the morning, nothing happened. It's been day. Today was a day off. My sister left home with her husband. I was just wondering, how did this happen? How could they both be gone? How'd they get home? All the guests left the house. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep all night. Then one night, we were all sleeping quietly on the entire roof of the house, as if something big was moving on the roof. My dad woke up because the sound was still coming from upstairs. I grabbed my hat and went out of the house. What I saw with my own eyes, I was stunned, and I was so scared I ran away from home. I couldn't even tell my family that you should also come out of the house. After a while I came home. The whole family was worried. What happened outside that Chris did not return home? I came back home. All the family started asking, especially Papa, "Son Chris, what happened?" I was so scared I couldn't even cry. "Papa, leave this house. We will live outside on the road, but we will not live in this house anymore." I told the family I saw only big legs on top of the house. That's so many legs. I wondered why the roof didn't fall off. Just give me the legs. And I think there was no body above the legs. Only the legs were walking. Hearing all these things, my younger sister's body began to tremble because she was small, obviously. He was more frightened. But at that moment, I wasn't even scared. In the morning, we started packing up our things. What? Because my dad now found a little house in the city. Then, when we were leaving this house, I looked back. The swing is shaking on its own, and the black cat is sitting on this swing. Now, we live in the city. It was my story. If you want to share your heart with people, thank you, friend. I still remember that day. The first time I went to the hospital. My name is Rasha. I am a nurse in a hospital. My nurse is now in the hospital taking care of the patients. By the way, many patients come to us in daily numbers, but one day at 4 o'clock in the night, a patient came. When he entered the hospital, he looked back and went into a room like a madman. There is not so much team in the hospital at night. There are only a few staff. Sometimes I also have to work at night. Well, the crazy guy walked into the room. Me and one of the guys from the hospital, we walked into this room. Let's see, what's the problem? I asked the boy. What's wrong? He says, shut up. He will come. Shut up. He asked, who are we? Tell me that's right. He said, the woman has come again. She will not leave you. We said, come on, crazy. Where do they come from? Leave our lives. As soon as the boy grabbed him by the arm, get up from here. The mad boy started biting the boy. I was just looking at all this. I was a girl. How could I touch this man? It's crazy. Don't do any harm. Then I grabbed him by the arm and said, get the fuck out of here. We took him out of the hospital, and then the boy went away. The next night, he was back in the hospital. Now that we know it's crazy, how can we believe it? Then the madman would point out, she doesn't let me sleep outside. We thought it was crazy. He's just talking. We got him out of the hospital. Then on the third night when the boy came, we said, who doesn't let you sleep outside? We will go with you. He said, mad boy, that woman is sitting on the tree. She does not let me sleep. She cries the whole night. I and the boy from the hospital came with this madman, scared. Just away from the hospital, he shows a tree. The woman sits on that tree. We looked at the tree, but we didn't see anything. Then he would say, oh Allah, she's gone now, but she'll be back. When you leave here, it will come. She tells me, don't sleep under that tree. We put the madman in that tree, then came to the hospital. I was surprised that this crazy thing wasn't true. Then one night, it was crazy again. The hospital boy and I went with the madman to leave him on his tree. But as soon as we reached the tree, it was as if something had flown from the tree. But we only saw the leaves of the tree shaking, and nothing was visible. And then I started to believe it was crazy. I also wanted to know now whether this madman finally sees something or is just afraid of it. I set up a camera in front of the tree. I was surprised by what I saw the next night. There's something in this tree. The madman is not so afraid. In fact, what I saw in the camera video was something like this. The maniac woke up asleep, as if someone had called him or said something. Then he got up and walked back to the hospital. Now and then, when we brought him to this tree, but in the video I saw just a few seconds before our arrival, the tree shook, as if something big had flown from the top. I was now convinced that the madman was right. Now at night, we put the madman to bed in a hospital room and asked the madman, what does this woman look like? When the madman showed up, we were all amazed. Then we decided, one night you go and sleep in this tree. When that woman wakes you up, you take a video of her with that little camera. The madman listened to us and did the same. But now the madman said, as if he knew, she has not come. Then we all knew she knew. She recorded me on camera. Then she didn't come. And even today, he sleeps in a hospital room on a crazy night. This is the story of the crazy boy that my eyes saw everything happening.